I'm John, and Daniel is one of my favorite Bible characters. So you can read from Daniel in the Bible in chapter of Daniel. So God gave Daniel the power of wisdom to interpret dreams, but he doesn't just interpret dreams; he also interprets writings on the wall. And so there's this one instance where King Darius, the king of Babylon at the time, he's at a table, and he's eating with all of his friends, and he calls for the holy goblets stolen from the temple. And so God doesn't like this, and so he writes, or he sends an angel to write on the wall. And so King Darius, he starts freaking out and turns pale, and so he calls for his wise men, and the wise men can't figure out what the dream means, or not the dream, but the writing means. And so the king starts getting even more scared, and so the queen comes up and says, like, "Don't be afraid, king. There's this guy named Daniel. He has the spirit of the gods amongst him, and he can interpret the writing." And so Daniel comes, and he interprets the writing, and so King Darius puts him amongst the 3 highest rulers of the kingdom. So later in Daniel chapter 6, Daniel is worshiping God 3 times a day, and there are 3 other administrators of the kingdom, and the 2 other administrators don't like Daniel because the King Darius likes Daniel more because he's smarter than them or has more wisdom than them. So they make this evil plan where they watch Daniel and find out that he prays to God 3 times a day. And so they make King Darius sign a decree that basically says, you have to pray or worship me, and if you don't, then you'll be thrown into the lion's den. And you can't worship any other gods besides me. So King Darius is kind of forced to do this. He doesn't really have a choice about it. So Daniel stays faithful to his God, or our God, and he gets thrown in the lion's den because it's against the law of Babylon. So before he gets thrown into the lion's den, King Darius says, May your God save you from the lion's den, basically. And so Daniel prays that God would save him, and so God sends an angel, and the angel shuts the mouths of the lions. And so later that night, King Darius doesn't have any entertainment brought to him. He can't eat or drink. He can't even sleep. So King Darius wakes up at sunrise and doesn't wake up since he's already awake. He runs over to the lion's den and opens the gate and says, or not the gate, but the barrier or boulder or whatever. So he says, are you still alive? And so Daniel's like, yeah, I'm still alive, and my God has sent an angel, and it shut the mouths of the lions. And so he's overjoyed, and King Darius just like makes a celebration and stuff. So the result of Daniel following God was that he survived. Well, he obviously survived, yeah, and that he got put in a high authority amongst Babylon. And I think we should be more like Daniel. And I don't say that, and I don't mean like going and running and jumping into lion's den and praying to God and hoping that you'll survive. But like, I think that we shouldn't be over fan and enthusiastic admirer, but we should be a follower, just like Daniel. Thank you.